build brands on the continent. Originally from Kenya, based in Ghana.
I'm Esther Basaris. I'm a member of Parliament in Nairobi. I represent the county of Nairobi, which is about 4 or 5 million people. And I had more votes than both presidential candidates. So I want to tell you a quote by, but I want to give you this quote by Shona Dilwayo. He's a Canadian-based philosopher, and he said, "Don't aim to break the glass ceiling, aim to shatter it." So it was my 4th attempt to be a member of Parliament, so I finally got in.
Yeah.
All right. My name is Anna McCoy. I am the CEO of Empowering a Billion Women Foundation. I live in Austin, Texas. We have an amazing group of women here who are also a part of our great team. Our founder is Ingrid Vanderveld, and so we're happy to be here. Thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely. Well, again, you can tell that there aren't really any ceilings above this group, right? I mean, there isn't a ceiling here, and there's really not a ceiling for any of us. And many times I think that we put that ceiling there ourselves. We create it in our minds. So those obstacles that we create for ourselves, I had the luxury, I think, of that not being a self-doubt, not putting a ceiling in, because I'm one of those people that, was in the back corner there. Because I have superhero mentality rather than being held down. I think I can do everything. I can change the world. I can fix everything for everyone. Doesn't always work out that way, but you know what? If you shoot for the stars, you're going to get close. So, but
Yeah. Like you say, I just think we really need to redefine this whole thing about the glass ceiling. It doesn't exist. It's just like the same thing about saying think out of the box. Why don't we just agree there's no box? It's not even about moving it aside. There's just no box. And what is more important, I think, and I believe, that as women we are responsible for where we are, and we need to get away from this crying foul for everything. Why are we trying to follow things? Why can't we just change things and make things happen? And I'm a data person. I love working with numbers. So I'm just going to give you a glimpse of what the world is like today. Fortune 500 companies. Do you know how many CEOs in Fortune 500 companies? Only 25. Okay, that represents only 5% of the total Fortune 500. We're talking about Africa. We've only had 3 African presidents. The last one is the Ethiopian. When we go in terms of population, do you know what the population is? You'll be shocked. 50.9% is men. 49.6 is women. So we're like 50% of the world, and we're talking about 25 in a population of 7.1 billion, 25 women CEOs. And then we come to, honorable member here, and guess what? We only have 24% parliamentarians in the world that are women. Now, who is responsible for that? It is not the men that, because they're stopping you. When we go to college today, the data shows that women who have gone to universities and colleges are much higher than men in terms of those that are graduating. But the issue is they're all going in for soft skills. Nobody's looking for going for anything that is going to be tougher and harder because they don't want the challenge, because they're already thinking of, oh, wait a second, I'm going to get married at some point, oh, I'm going to have kids. So they've already planned, but you talk to a girl at 18, 19, they're already talking about wanting to have children. So they've already created this image for themselves. So they're already limiting themselves in terms of thought process and what they can do and how far they can go. So our responsibility in terms of failure is we, the women. It is not the man, and we need to stop saying that, because at the end of the day, when a man goes out there and he works, he knows that if he's going to lose his job at PwC or whatever else, and I should be mentioning companies, he is going to work, 14 hours, 16 hours, or whatever it takes. We're going to say, oh my God, I need to go home because guess what? I've got to take care of my daughter. I mean, we were sitting at tea right now, and my daughter calls me, Mom, and I'm like, what? She goes, my arm's hurting, and then she sends me a picture and a bandage. And I said, what's wrong with your arm? And she goes, you remember the arm that I broke? I said, you broke that like 12 years ago. And she's like, we just had this now before I came in. So she sent me a picture now from the nurse's room at school, all bandaged, and she wants me to say something like, listen, I'm going on stage and I'm talk to you later. Well, that's what I'm trying to say. So we've got to move away from all this, because everyone's going through this. So let's just, bite the bullet and state it as it is, and let's make it not become an issue that it's somebody who's put the ceiling up there. But we walk in heels. We can't even walk on bloody glass.
Okay, we have a problem saying what age they are. Now let me tell you.
I'm 75.
So if you look at your life, just assume that you're going to live for 100 years, okay? And I think you need to start looking at your life in blocks of 10.
Yes.
All right. So when you get home today, just write 1 to 10, and 1 to 100. Okay. So you go 1, 10, 20, 30, 40. And you got those blocks all the way down, and you fill it in like a timetable of 10 times 10. All right. So you start with 1, and you look at your life in terms of tens, and start giving yourself credit for every 10. Like now I'm in my 50s. I've already set goals on what I want to do. In my 30s, I have my children. All right, so those are landmark achievements that you've had your children. You know, at 50, I'm looking at my life and I'm saying, God, I managed my husband. I mean, that was tough. Okay, at 50, in the 50s range, 50 to 60. All right, I actually managed to get into Parliament. I tried in the 40s, I didn't get through. All right, in the 30s, I started my own business. All right, in the 20s, I was a teenager. I had my first kiss, you know. I didn't lose my virginity until I got into the 21 bracket. So you look at your life and you own everything. I say your life is like a book, all right? And every chapter is you. Don't be ashamed of your failures and your successes. Be proud of who you are, because that defines your future. So it's not going to be easy. Forget about the glass ceiling, all right? That makes you feel like there are limits that you've got to conquer. I think you just have to look at your life and own your life and be proud of who you are. You're here, you exist. Start looking at what am I going to do over the next 10 block, the 10-year block, and try and achieve something that's landmark. And if you don't, look at it as a lesson. There's no failure. They're lessons. And they're good lessons and they're bad lessons, but they're your lessons. And you make an impact. So look at your life and say, my father said to me once that everybody that you meet for a reason. And everybody comes in your life for a season. And everybody comes into your life, either good or bad, you learn something. All right? So I feel that you have to, as a woman, understand that your life is you. All right? And who is the most important person? It's you. Start thinking about you. Even the moms here who were talking to themselves badly. And I've had my moments. Like recently, I was thinking, my goodness, my kids are 19 and 23. And half the time I'm like, kids, can you call me? Why aren't you calling? I mean, what did I do wrong that you are so busy? And then I'm trying to think, what did I do when I was 21, 22? We were different. It was a different age. We were not as busy as the kids are today. And we never went out of the country. We were there in school with mom and dad. But the kids now, one is in Paris, one is in the UK. So it's a different lifetime. But the thing is, I think if you learn to love yourself and learn to do the things that you never did, don't live your life through your children, live your life through you. If you wanted to do, I can't wait to learn how to belly dance and twerk. I think it's going to be great, all right, and I'm going to do it. So the thing is, find some things that you enjoy and do, and there's a lady in Kenya, her name is Akothee, and she was recently condemned. She was condemned recently. She's a musician. She was condemned recently because she did a show, wore outfits like Beyonce, was on the stage, spreading her legs out, and this guy who thinks who's got the moral authority in the film, he's the chairman of the film's classification board, and he was like, oh, you are the role model, you should behave. And Akothee came on the stage and said, excuse me, I had my first child at 15, my second child at 17. I have had 5 children from 3 different men. I'm nobody's role model. I'm living my life, okay? And she, everybody looks at her, and today she's like celebrated. I actually came out and spoke for her, and I said, you have no moral authority to judge her. So I look at women, and I feel that the obstacles that we're put in our lives is because we allow people to tell us how to live and how to do it. You're a woman perfectly created by God. And that's why I advocate against circumcision, because I say God made us perfect. We don't need to be circumcised so that we don't have feelings, so that we don't go out. So as a politician, I come to all these conversations, and I say to myself that you have to take a stand in every conversation. Don't ignore a conversation that you feel, oh my goodness, there's something going on here. If there's a conversation going on and you have an opinion about it, process it and share it, because that's the only way that we are going to empower ourselves as women. And I like the idea here that the organization that wants to empower 1 billion women. All right, I think women have to start saying that we're each other's friends. The sisterhood has to grow, and pick a woman up. There's a saying, something about the crown.
lift a crown. Like when a woman's crown is like just lift your crown, which I don't know.
You have to celebrate another woman for you to be celebrated. And I think one of the things that I do every morning when I stand in front of the mirror, if people say, oh, Esther, you don't look 55. When I stand in front of the mirror to brush my teeth, the first thing I say to myself, good morning, Esther. God, you're beautiful. I love you. Have a great day. All right? I'm talking to the mirror and I'm telling myself, I love you. Have a great day. You're beautiful. And once you start doing that, you'll start believing it because you're looking at yourself and you're owning who you are. So there's nothing imperfect about you. You know, whether you have the flap here or the flap there, if you want to get rid of it, fine. But you are who you are at this particular point in time in your life. Enjoy it. I'm a politician, I'm a mother, I'm a wife in a polygamous marriage, I'm a daughter to my parents, I'm a cousin, I'm an aunt. I have so many roles as a woman, and now I'm a politician, I'm a leader, I'm a mentor. But at the end of the day, who am I? I am Esther, and I'm proud of who I am. So I think that's the one thing that you have to do is own who you are. Every chapter in your book defines you, and just love yourself. You know, say to yourself every morning, I love you. Because you know what? You don't need to be validated by anyone.
Yes.
You're a child of the universe, and you have every right to be here and to do everything that you're doing. So own it.
Thank you, ladies. Well, I want to, I'm going to come at this from a different perspective. When we think about the glass ceiling, we put it in the space of our corporate environment, right? I've had the opportunity in my life, I've been an entrepreneur probably since birth when there wasn't a name for it. I believe I came to the earth to do business. And what you got, girl? Come on. Chang, right? And so along the way, what I want you to walk away with when we think about, I love what you all said about shattering the ceiling. I believe in my case, it's a little bit different because I had an opportunity. I worked for corporate for probably about 3 years in my early 20s. But even around that experience, I always had a business. I had an opportunity to do business. I am not a natural mother. I have a stepdaughter and I have other extended family members. So through the journey of my corporate career, I've been very successful in business. My very first business was the Banana Management Company. It didn't really go that well, but it was a company with appeal. I only established it because I was 19 years old and I was so in love with business and I knew that I was going to be this great corporate CEO one day of my life, right? But then I couldn't get my receipt from college because I was trying to make money. And I was a great student from high school, went to a great college, appointed to the Air Force Academy. But when I got to school, I was in a liberal arts college, and I just wasn't interested. So I got a job, and I was making a few $1,000s a month, and not telling my mother I wasn't selling drugs. I was just working. I was a hard worker. And so, but through that process, I finally came to this reality is that I'm an entrepreneur. I need to be in business. So when my mother told me I had to, she said, you made your bed, so now you must sleep in it. That was 2 years after I started college, and my parents had given me everything to be successful. But I chose to go a different route, and that was to work and not go to class. So I ended up with a 1.8, and then my mama found out, and I skipped that up to about a 3.7 the next semester, enough to get me out of that school and transfer to another. But when I made the transfer, I made a decision. I'm only taking business courses so I can follow that leading, you know? And of course, I got a 4.0. I got great opportunity. I played basketball. I got back on track. I became the student body president at the university. And guess what? I love this banana thing because what got me elected, vote for Anna, the top banana. I got in there. You hear what I'm saying? And so, as a result of that, I want you to know is that if you want to shatter anything in life, there's one word, a very powerful word, and it's choice.
Yes.
No one can place a ceiling on you unless you choose to allow it to happen.
Yes.
And so for me, as I continued to journey, I got married, had a successful business for 20 years and still do in the real estate investment arena. I serve in a philanthropic way for empowering 1 billion women, and it's given me the what? The choice and the power to do it. So for those of you you may be in corporate America, I want to leave you with this today. I want you to check your heart. Because this is what I do know for sure, and this is not a millennial audience here, but what I know for sure, and the ones that I work with, is that they're doing life differently. Why? It's because they're tapping into their heart. They're starting to make choices about what makes them happy. We heard even before, wait a minute, I'm going to start changing my standards really for myself. And what I want you to walk away with is that this is your opportunity, especially the women that are seasoned, and this is 50. Don't take it anymore. This is your opportunity. This is the best time ever for you to make your choice. You have the experience. You also have the relational currency. You have the intellectual currency. And if something's on the inside of you and it's just a little small dream, it's time for you to take that stiletto off. Let me borrow that shoe. No. And knock it out the park. Because it's in you. This is your time. And coming to a place like this, you're meeting all these amazing people. And we're just a link in your chain. Let your heart speak. The rest of the time that you're here, find your links. Find your tribe. Find your connection. Because I can tell you this, I've been working with women for 14 years. And you're just one relationship away from that big dream exploding in your heart. So thank you.
We have, I think, 1 minute left. So I think, let's open it up. What thoughts do you guys have about, entrepreneurship, or if you think there's a ceiling, or?
So I'm very young in my career, I'm 27, and I really love your tip about breaking, your life up into these years to make some benchmarks for yourself. So I'm curious if you guys have any other recommendations for me as a young professional that I could use to break down the glass ceiling or break down, these choices that I need to make for myself as I progress.
Let's do a rapid fire.
I'm a social entrepreneur. Okay, the world has so many problems.
Yeah.
All right, you're 27. You can actually do business and solve problems of the world. I mean, it's an opportunity in recycling, in gender-based violence, in manufacturing, in food security. There's so many opportunities. Whatever you plan to do, let it have impact on the society.
Yeah.
Because I think there is so much fulfillment in doing something for someone else, especially the most vulnerable. So find a cause right now. I mean, I work with street families, I've worked with sexually abused people. I brought light to Nairobi, so I'm actually called Mother of Lights. It's a term called Mama Town. So that's how I'm known. They don't, I actually acquired a name by my social work. So I think in this world, you have to live something that people can say, wow, she was here and she did something of meaning, and always challenge yourself, You're in your 20s, you've got 3 more years before you hit your 30s. Make something of impact within these 20s. And then when you get to your 30s, have something else. But celebrate everything. You can even have a birthday for every event in your life. Don't wait for the day you were born. And then have goals, all right? It's so important. Have goals and review them every week. All right, have long-term goals, short-term goals, but every week. And don't cancel something during the week. Wait until the end of the week to take it out, because you might still, once you give your thoughts to the universe, something happens. Think about it, read it. And enjoy your life. Just say to yourself, I'm beautiful and I love me. Yeah.
I think my one recommendation to you is to be a woman of your word. Your word is your currency. So if you will be that woman, you will be unstoppable.
Mine is invoke your personal board of directors. And you pick those individuals, they come in and out of your life all the time. And so, as some of you heard me talk, yesterday I think it was. I'm just not sure. Yeah, I'm just not sure where I am. But things that board of directors for me is very fluid. And so I've always been asked, did I have a mentor? How did you get here? Did I have a sponsor, a mentor, or this, whatever? Well, I had thousands of them, because I feel like you can learn from every person you meet. And so never, ever discourage someone else's voice, because as much as you want your voice to be heard, everyone else wants to be heard too. So really listen. Have a good listening voice.
For me, first thing is I wish I was 27 again. And more importantly, I wish I was 27 in a room like this. Because when we were 27, we didn't have, any of this kind of opportunity to have women come out and be able to, and many still don't, that's true, to be able to share and be able to speak their truth. And for me, all along, I think one of the things you're going to have to do, and this is the best part about being your age, because I openly say that our age, I'm 46, and we can't make certain errors at this age because we have certain responsibilities. We can't experiment, we can't try things, okay? But for you, you can try and try 100 times. And even if you feel you failed, keep doing it. Just follow your heart, but make sure you speak your truth. And your truth has got to come in from within. That's just it. And once you know it's coming in from within, it's just going to